Samsung Galaxy Note 5 versus Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Is it worth the upgrade? That video is coming up right now. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Is it worth the upgrade? So this is the 2-year cycle phone. If you skipped out on the Note 7, you probably did yourself a service because it did have explosion issues with the battery. It has been rectified this year with the Note 8, and this is actually Samsung's fastest selling Note of all time. But in this video, we're going to talk about why you should upgrade, I think, to the Galaxy Note 8. So let's begin with their specifications of both of these devices. So over here on the Note 8, you are going to get an Exynos 70. I think it's a 7270. Let me go ahead and go into CPU-Z here to check out the exact specs. You do get an octa-core Exynos CPU here. It is a 7420, and you do get 4 gigs of RAM. So the Note 5 is actually still very fast, even here in 2017. And all of the Note 5s had the Exynos processor, which was nice because it's Samsung's own built processor. And over here on the Note 8, you do have the Snapdragon 835 and 6 gigabytes of RAM. So plenty of RAM here over on the Note 8. Other specifications include a 5.7-inch Super AMOLED 2K display here for the Note 5, which actually has a higher pixels per inch than the Note 8, which comes in at 6.3-inch 2K Super AMOLED as well. However, this display is a little bit better than the older display when it comes to brightness. It gets much brighter than this display, and it also is a little bit better with the color reproduction, I would say, over the Note 5. But the Note 5 is a fantastic display, and I think even better than the current iPhone 8 Plus display. Let's go ahead and talk about the body, the build, and the design, and what you're getting in the upgrade. So the Note 8, it has that classic Samsung look. It really has thin bezels along the side here, and with Apple releasing the iPhone 8 Plus, this design actually doesn't even look that dated on the Note 8 or the Note 5. So rocking the Note 5 here in 2017, it has curved back design, so it's still a really nice design here, even in 2017 towards the end of the year. But Samsung kind of made their old design look dated in their own lineup of the Note, because this Note 8 just looks like it's something out of the future, really way ahead, I think, of the Note 5 in terms of design. You no longer have that camera bump on the rear, which is welcome because you can feel that thing hitting the surface. You have a larger screen, which is always welcome on a Note because of the things we do with a Note. We use our pen. A larger canvas is always going to be better for the S Pen on the larger Note. So in terms of design, you also have the fingerprint scanner going to the rear of the Note 8, which I know a lot of people don't like, but at least this fingerprint scanner is a little bit more accurate than the older fingerprint scanner. So better location, I would say, on the Note 5, but this is actually a bit better when it comes to accuracy. You also have different, security features, iris scanning here, facial recognition. You don't have that here on the Note 8. But overall, in terms of their body build and design, you get a larger, more rectangular design on the Note 8, but definitely larger. So that's nice to see. It seems like they're pretty close to the same width. Maybe the Note 8 slightly less thick than the Note 5. So yeah, definitely a little less thick, a little bit less wide. So I would say the Note 8 overall is an easy update in design. Now, if you don't like curved displays, if you like flat displays, you're not going to want to update to the Note 8. So let's talk just a little bit more about the displays themselves. So the Note 8 does have a really high pixels per inch here. It's a 5.7-inch display, so it's over 500. So the Note 5, in terms of its display, is very punchy, has really good colors. I just think that the Note 8 has a little bit better color reproduction than the Note 5. The Note 5 also still gives you the ability to go ahead and tweak your display here. So if we go down into display settings on the Note 5 and we go into screen modes, you have similar features as you do in the Note 8 when it comes to tweaking your display to adaptive display, which is similar to True Tone on Apple's devices, AMOLED photo for more photo taking, and basic. Also, the Note 5 has an extremely bright display as well. So it's an incredibly sharp panel here on the Note 5, and I don't really think coming to the Note 8, that's the main reason why you're going to come to it, just to get a sharper display. Now, What you will notice with the display is the curved panel. I mean, it's like an all-screen design. That's really where you're updating from the Note 5 into the Note 8 is the all-panel design, not just its sharpness and color. Samsung has been doing great on that regard for a long time. So you're coming over to the Note 8 to get a larger and I would say a more beautiful display when it comes to the way it looks personally in hand. So in terms of software, you do get Android Nougat on both these devices, and surprisingly enough, ever since the Note 5 got updated to Nougat, it's actually very similar to how the Note 8 works in its functions. However, you don't run the Samsung Experience version like you do here on the Note 8. So the Note 8 definitely gives you plenty more features. But if you just use these phones not too heavy, which I think a lot of Note 8 users do use their phone heavy, you're going to notice that there's a lot more features in the Galaxy Note 8. There's more advanced features in here as well, but you do have a lot of the same advanced features in the Note 5. Over here on the Note 8, you do have the Edge panel and you do have app pairs. So if I want to watch YouTube and browse the web at the same time, I can do just that. And you can set these up however you want, these app pairs. So with the Note 8, you kind of get the best of the Galaxy S7 Edge, the Galaxy S8 Plus, the Edge panel, kind of like what the Note Edge did, but you also get a large display and just a regular Note. So this one gives you kind of the best of both worlds, and it does have those advantages in terms of its feature set. Now you can go ahead and do multi-window quick launch camera here on the Note 5. The Note 5 is going to give you the quick launch from there. Over here on the Note 8, you're going to get the quick launch from there. Now in terms of their S Pens in their software, the S Pen is also very similar ever since being updated to Nougat. There's a few new features like coloring here on the Note 8. You have live message as well on the Note 8. But overall, its core functionality is similar. The Note 8 actually removes S Note, which I didn't like because you had link to action on Action Memo. Now you just have create note. So what I mean by that is if you used the Note 5 before, if you wrote down a phone number, you could link to actions. You actually have to download the third-party APK to get that feature back. It's more of a basic feel here on the Note 8. So overall though, the S Pens are going to do a lot of similar functionalities, although live message is new here for the Note 8, which is a really cool feature. It's an animated GIF that you can basically send to anyone. And the S Pens are about the same in length. So you're going to notice they're about the same in length. However, I do think the tip feels definitely a little bit better on the Note 8. It feels a little bit closer to writing. It's just got a better tactile feel. The Note 8 still feels, or the Note 5 still feels a little bit more digital and definitely doesn't feel like writing on paper. I think the Note 8 is getting closer to that. Also on the Note 8, there's no way that you're going to go ahead and jam that pen in there. They fixed that as well. So on the Note 5, if you put it in wrong, you could mess up your Note 5. That's not happening here for the Note 8. So that's another good thing. They kind of refined everything on the Note 8 from the Note 5. Now, in terms of performance, the Note 8 is leagues above the Note 5 in terms of performance. Even though this has 4 gigs of RAM, this has 6 gigs of RAM and a much faster 835 CPU. And you'll notice it day to day. The Note 8 is just overall faster in pretty much everything it does over the Note 5. So if you're looking for an increase in performance, you get definitely a way better performance here for the Note 8. An area that has really, aggravated me with the Note 5 when I was using it, I really loved it. One of my favorite devices all time was the battery life. The battery life on this phone is just not that good here on the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. It does have fast charging, which kind of makes up for it, but it just drains so quickly here on the Note 5. So being that you want to do all this stuff on a Note 5 with your S Pen and all that stuff, having that horrible battery life that I've experienced is not the best thing. Now the Note 8 fixes that in every way. The Note 8 lasts an extremely long time, charges extremely fast, and it doesn't overheat or anything like that. So the Note 8 is extremely improved when it comes to battery life over the Note 5. So if you're looking for an update in that, you're definitely getting it here with the Note 8. Another thing I didn't like about the Note 5 that the Note 8 extremely improves on is storage. There's no expandable storage here for the Note 5. So if you're looking for an upgrade and you need more storage, this 32 gig kept running out on me on the Note 5. I went ahead and got the Note 8, and now I have expandable storage here on the Note 8, which is a fantastic update. 128 gig card in here. I'm not running out of storage at all on the Note 8, so it feels much more roomy in its storage. Now, the Note 5 also didn't give you the IP rating where you can go ahead and submerge in water if you are in the rain or something like that. You have that peace of mind here on a Note 8. You do get the ability to dunk it in water if need be, like if you're going into, I would say, like a lake, or you're going into a beach or something like that. You're getting it wet. You don't have to worry about the Note 8. It's going to be fine in that regard. It's also dust sealed, so that's a good thing as well. So the Note 8 gives you life enhancements, durability enhancements that are going to make it a much, needed upgrade over the Note 5. The Note 5 is like a delicate, beautiful piece of hardware that you got to be careful with, because if you get it wet, you're going to mess it up. You just got to baby the Note 5, because I just felt like it was a phone you got to baby. You don't want to drop it. It's too pretty and stuff like that to do that. Whereas a Note 8 is like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to handle everything life throws at me. Just go ahead and slap a case on me and I'll be just fine. Because the Note 8 still needs a case, but it just feels like a more durable, stronger device than the Note 5, and ready for day-to-day heavy use. Now, in terms of their cameras, here is a huge update when it comes to the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. You do have a smaller megapixel sensor size in 12 megapixels, but the sensors are sharper and they're faster to autofocus than the Note 5. Don't get me wrong, the Note 5 is fantastic. If you bought a Note 5 right now, you would love the camera on this phone as well. But the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 takes it to the next level with its live focus. You can go ahead and check out my all-day camera test I did around the city of Chicago. It's the most detailed camera review on the planet of the Note 8. And you can take pictures with the heart rate sensor on here on the Note 8. You also have the ability to quick launch here, just like you were able to do on the Note 5 from the bottom. So that remains. You have updated software. There's a lot of new stickers and new features. And overall, it's just close to a professional camera right there on your phone. You can do 4K. They're getting an update to do 4K 60 on the Note 8 soon. So this camera is leagues better than the Note 5, although the Note 5 is not no slouch. So when I say leagues better, I mean all the features it offers, live focus, all of that. It's in another league of its own. However, the Note 8, coming to the Note 8, if you're just taking regular pictures, you're probably not going to be super over impressed, because you're not using it to its full abilities. So to get the most out of Note 8's camera, you got to use it to its full abilities. Area where the Note 8 is going to supremely beat the Note 5 is going to be gaming. The gaming on the Note 8 is extremely fast in comparison to some of the older Samsung Galaxy Notes. So if you are going to be running games here on your Note 8, you're going to actually really enjoy it. It's very fast to use. It's got this huge infinity display, so it's very immersive to use, and a nice update over the Note 5. The Note 5 has a fantastic display for gaming as well, and it's one of the better gaming Android devices as well. However, I just have to tell you, it's going to be worth the upgrade if you're gaming on the Note 8, because it just offers that much better of a GPU performance over the Note 5. So probably the best Android gaming device right now is the Note 8. So if you're looking for an update in gaming on your Note, this is going to be a huge update as well. In terms of the speakers and the audio, Samsung has decided to keep their speakers at the bottom of the Galaxy Note 8, just like on the Note 5. So both of them are at the bottom here. So you are going to get louder speakers there and water resistant on the Note 8. So I don't think that, it's going to be a huge update in terms of the speaker, but it's definitely louder on the Note 8, and you're going to notice it out of the gate. So speaker phone calls are going to be good. And speaking of phone calls, I actually had a lot of dropped calls on the Note 5. So the Note 8 has really good HD voice, and I think it's just a better phone as well, just for the phone functionality. Now, in terms of texting, because you're going to be texting a lot on these phones, the Galaxy Note 5 actually is not as fast when it comes to texting. The Note 8 has a little bit of a faster processor, so keyboard lag is to a minimum on the Note 8. Keyboard lag happened from time to time for me on the Note 5. So overall, I think even texting is going to be a better experience on your Note 8. Let's go ahead and talk about price between these two phones. So you can find a Note 5 now for like $200, $300, and that's a fantastic deal. This phone is much better than a lot of phones you could find in that price point, even with some of the negatives I did mention about it. There's so many positives to the Note 5, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's got a beautiful glass front and back display. Apple just releases an iPhone 8 Plus, and everyone's acting like that's something new. The Note 5 has been having that since 2015. You have a heart rate monitor, a beautiful 16 megapixel camera with pretty fast autofocusing, quick launch features, Android 7 Nougat, fast charging, 2K AMOLED display. The front-facing camera, not so good here on the Note 5. It's a better front-facing camera here on the Note 8. And you just get an S Pen as well. So you get a really nice experience on the Note 5 for about $200-300 on the used market. But if you got one and you're like, is it worth it? $950. I think yes, but I think if you didn't get it already, you might have missed out on some of those deals. But if you can trade in your Note 5, get like 300 bucks off towards the Note 8, absolutely, this is worth it. At the full retail, it's kind of questionable, but I even think then it's still worth it because the Note 8 just offers so much more over the Note 5 that it's going to keep it lasting well into the future. Like basically, I think it's mostly the lifestyle features like the IP68. You have the full display, which I mean, how much more are you going to want on the phone? This is going to last a while. I mean, it's a super large display. I don't see you wanting much more out of a phone for at least a couple of years. So this is going to last well into the future with the Note 8. Expandable storage hands down gives it a longer term use as well. So the Note 8, even at its, larger price point, gives you all the tech that justifies that price point. Now, I think Samsung could come down a little bit on it over a few months. So if you want to wait on it, wait a few months. It might come down to 750 bucks, 650 bucks or so on the Note 8. But for now, it's right around $1,000. So right now, you're going to have to pay the premium to play with the Note 8. But this was pretty much it on is the Note 5 versus the Note 8. Is the Note 8 worth the upgrade? And the Note 5, while still offering plenty of punch, the Note 8 just punches too many notches above it with too many features that improve over the Note 5 that make it well worth the upgrade. So if you guys found this video helpful, enjoyable, go ahead and click the like button for me. If you have any questions about these phones, drop them down below in the comment section. I've been a long time Note user, so I could try to help you out as much as I can on those, as well as other Note users in the community should be able to help you out. And hit the like button for me if you enjoyed this. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Consider subscribing if you are new here, and peace.